In doing this over the past 15 years, how have the kids changed? Is the profile of the kids the same, or is it different?
Oh, it's absolutely different. You know, when I first started doing this, these kids were a lot tougher internally, so they worked really hard, and they could take some disappointment and turn it around and turn it into something that would help it be a point of success later on for them. These kids today is real tough for them to get the same kind of level of understanding, and to me, I attribute a lot of that to the fact that most of the communication with them is happening through a medium that takes away the whole human involvement, with all the social media and texting that's going on. And it's kind of funny that it's called social because I came up in a way when we think of the word social, we're talking about interaction like we're having right now, a conversation, between two individuals, on some thought-provoking kind of subject matter, and we're just going from there, And right now, the kids are they're looking at it from a different dimension, They're going through a whole communication that separates anything that has to do with human emotion. So it absolutely affected how music plays in their lives, because they don't understand all the emotional part of it that has to go in it for them to be able to expose that inner self. And what's also happening is that the kids develop an alter ego kind of thing when they deal with the internet and all the social media kind of thing. So they get to be kind of brave, and unfortunately there's a rudeness that also develops with that. They could be really harsh with someone texting a message, but if they have to talk to that person face to face, it would be a different story, because then they have to deal with a reaction, and then you're gonna have to live with what that reaction is from that individual. So words don't really hurt them when they see it in a text contest, but if they have to deal with a person from the human aspect of it, where it's that interaction, then it would be a different story. And I think all of that has affected how the creativity from the emotional side of it and the human spirit kind of thing.
Successfully explained what the problem is. What's the solution? How do you build those communication skills? How do you help them get in touch with their inner selves so they can become artists?
Well, putting them in a situation like what we have, one of the first things we tell them is, okay, the phones must be turned off during rehearsal. Okay, they have to deal with developing the music from what they hear, what their perspective is on it, and we nudge them to be brave in terms of stepping out there. We encourage them to research, and we tell them to look more than one resource. Wikipedia is not enough. There's books out there. Let's look at these books. Call people. Let's have some dialogue. Look at the original sources when at all possible. The great thing about the internet is because there is a lot of video footage, a lot of good footage of the masters performing. They can learn a lot from that. And then they need to get together and have these jam sessions. That doesn't happen enough. And that's a way for them to get together. There's a thing where I think back, I'll say this out, I think back when I developed my sense of music appreciation and so forth, and I think about the fact that family dynamic has played a huge part of it. I came up in a situation where every weekend there was some kind of family reunion. We was either going to my aunt's house, my uncle's house. You know, there was a lot of music being played, and it was the adults that got involved with the dancing, having a good time. They would pick up the babies, dance with the babies, and all that stuff. And music was being played all the time. That family dynamic, and it happened in all the cultures, you know. That family dynamic has changed, you know, because at one point there was, well, you know, the dad was the breadwinner for the household. Mom stayed at home with the kids and that kind of stuff. So that was that kind of nurturing. Now we're in an economic situation where both parents have to work, if there's two parents in the house, you know, and so everything is like busy, and not enough of that family interaction and that appreciation of just enjoying, you know, that cultural aspect. And I think that's another thing that hurt. I think if we can develop that family dynamic again, develop a community that would support that creativity and support human interaction, I think we can solve those problems.